Welcome back to The Explainer. You know, we spend a massive chunk of our lives sitting at our desks just trying to reach that elusive state of perfect productivity. But how often do we actually stop to analyze the microelements of our workspace design? Probably not enough. So today, we're doing a deep dive into one highly specific, beautifully engineered solution to a disruption you might not even realize is breaking your flow.
So, I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Right now, at this exact second, how far is your nearest glass of water? Is it right there next to your keyboard? Or is it in the kitchen, maybe down the hall? If you're like most people, staying hydrated actually requires a physical journey. You have to break your focus, stand up, dodge your chatty coworkers, and totally interrupt your workflow. And the research tells us that once you break that deep state of concentration, that true flow state, it can take upwards of 20 minutes just to get it back. All that just for a drink of water? That simple physical distance is a massive, massive disruption to your focus.
Section 1. The Desktop Oasis. Hydration at arm's reach.
Okay, let's dive into this. What if we completely eliminated that physical journey to the kitchen? What if the real solution to staying in the zone wasn't just, mental discipline, but actual physical workspace design? Enter the Bryce brand compact desktop dispenser. It completely reimagines what a water cooler is even supposed to be. Just right off the bat, at a first glance, the aesthetic is incredibly striking. It's clean, it's sleek, it's white. It's definitely not some massive, humming appliance shoved in the corner of a drab break room. No, it's a highly localized, modular system designed to sit right next to you, keeping you perfectly in the zone while you work.
Section 2. Unpacking the visual design. Form meets function.
All right, let's put on our design detective hats for a minute, because every single element here has been placed with intense intentionality. Let's systematically walk through it. On the far left, you see a standard inverted plastic water bottle, and this is brilliant because it repurposes something ubiquitous and cheap, but docks it seamlessly into this premium setup. Then, you've got the compact white main dispenser unit itself, basically the brain of the operation. It stands tall but maintains a really minimal footprint. Extending from that is a dedicated inset dispensing nozzle. Below it sits a matching white cup, which features a very distinct stainless steel inner rim. And finally, standing guard right next to the main unit is a coordinating tall thermos with a carrying handle, completing the whole shebang. It's an entire hydration ecosystem sitting on just one tiny patch of desk space.
Section 3. The Stainless Steel Core. Hygiene and Detail.
Now, the designers didn't want us to just look at the macro ecosystem here. They really want us to look incredibly close at the materials. Take a look at that bright orange callout circle directing our attention specifically to the point of dispensing. Inside it, we see the Chinese text 不锈钢出水口, which translates directly to stainless steel outlet. So, why highlight this? Well, the crucial point is that they want to emphasize material quality and hygiene at the absolute most critical point of the machine. Water dispensers are notorious for getting kind of grimy, right? But by utilizing stainless steel exactly where the water leaves the unit, the design communicates cleanliness, durability, and a truly premium attention to detail. It's a small touch for sure, but it elevates the entire device from a cheap plastic gadget to a high-quality appliance.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the material synergy happening right in front of us. If you look closely at that highlighted stainless steel nozzle and then look down at the cup waiting below it to catch the water, you'll see a perfect match. The inner rim of that white cup is also lined with bright stainless steel. The water travels from a pristine stainless steel outlet directly into a pristine stainless steel basin. And I promise you, that is not an accident. That is a cohesive visual language carefully engineered by the designers to make you feel like you are engaging with a premium, thoughtful ecosystem.
Section 4. Workspace integration. Designing for the zone.
But a product is never just about the product itself. It's about where it lives. Look at the subtle environmental clues the photographer placed around this unit to show how it integrates into a workspace. Down in the bottom right corner, what do we see? We've got a pair of delicate wire-rimmed eyeglasses resting gently on the surface. Right next to them, a closed, professional-looking brown notebook. And just barely in frame, you can catch the sleek edge of a silver laptop. These background items are vital context clues. They definitively prove this aesthetic absolutely isn't meant for a kitchen counter. This environment is engineered specifically to represent deep, focused work. It's a desk. And by placing the Bare dispenser squarely in the middle of these tools of productivity, the whole setup is telling us that hydration is a necessary tool for your work too.
Let's contrast this with what we traditionally know. Think about the classic office water cooler. You know the one. The communal cooler requires actually leaving your desk. It actively interrupts your workflow, and it has a massive, bulky footprint on the floor.
It's a social hub, which is great for chatting, but terrible for deep work. But on the right, we have the total paradigm shift offered by the Bare desktop dispenser. It provides highly personalized hydration. It allows you to maintain deep, unbroken focus simply because you never have to stand up. And it achieves all of this with a highly compact, modular footprint that respects the very limited real estate of your desk. It essentially replaces the social distraction with quiet efficiency.
Section 5. Rethinking Daily Convenience. The Philosophy of the Desktop.
And this brilliantly illustrates the bigger picture. When we pull back, what does this setup tell us about the philosophy of modern work and the modern desktop? It shows us exactly how everyday, highly functional items, like a standard plastic water bottle, can be elevated. By docking it into this beautifully designed unit, pairing it with a matching thermos, and placing it right there next to your laptop and notebook, it becomes a cohesive lifestyle ecosystem. Smart visual design has quite literally transformed a mundane chore, getting a glass of water, into an aesthetically pleasing, seamless part of the modern workflow.
If there is one core design philosophy we can unpack from this visual evidence, it's absolutely this. True convenience isn't just about functionality, it's about integration into our daily focus. An appliance isn't truly convenient if using it requires you to break your concentration and physically leave your workspace. True convenience meets you exactly where you are. It supports your goals without demanding your attention.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on as you go back to your day. Look around the desk or the table where you do your most important work. Does your workspace design serve your focus, or does it interrupt it? Are the tools you need for basic human maintenance, like hydration, within arm's reach, or are they a room away, silently conspiring to break your flow? Sometimes the biggest leaps in our daily productivity don't come from working harder, but from designing our immediate physical environment just a little bit smarter. Thanks so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating piece of design, and I'll see you in the next explainer.